Membrane Man here, coming to talk to you about the first part of the urinary system. So to start out with, we kind of have to know the overview of everything. So first off, we have the kidneys, which is kind of the essential part of this system. And then next down, where that urine is formed from the kidneys, it travels down the second essential part, the ureters. The ureters attach the kidneys to the bladder, which is the third key to it. And then from the bladder, it travels to the urethra, where that urine expelled out. So those are the four separate components of the gross anatomy of the urinary system. So we have the kidneys, the ureters, the bladder, and the urethra. So to kind of get into why do we have the urinary system? Well, the major functions is more like it. So the major functions is kind of the excretion of waste. So we have something here that takes the blood and kind of filters it. And one of the primary things is the excretion of certain wastes in there, which include drugs, toxins, things that your body no longer needs, like excess calcium, those kind of things. And kind of one thing to really wrap your mind around to kind of envision this is Americans are considered to have the most expensive pee. Why though? Because we take in a lot of nutrients through our food. We have a very nutrient rich, and I'm not talking in the sense of nutritional, I'm talking just a bunch of nutrients, especially through vitamins. Vitamins is a very common occurrence that Americans take them. I myself am an American, and I myself take multivitamins. But most of those essential vitamins are just going to go straight down and out your pee because we get them in excess. And that's part of what the kidneys do, is gets rid of those excess proportions. Another thing that the kidneys do, the second function, would be the homeostasis of ion balance, which kind of goes back a little bit to the first point of excretion of excess. The homeostasis, we have to make sure that we have the right amount of ions, especially when it comes to pH, hydrogen, and bicarbonate. And the kidneys do an excellent job of filtering these and keeping that balance, because just a little too much on the pH in either direction, either towards a base or an acid, will be very, very detrimental to someone's health. And by detrimental, it's very deadly. So that's something that the kidneys just do extremely well. Another thing that the kidneys do, the third function, is regulation of BP. Now we'll get into detail a little bit later on about the exact method of how the kidneys do this, but in an overview sense, the kidneys have to take back into water that's kind of being made into urine. And so if we're really dehydrated, our blood pressure is low, the kidneys go, oh, well, we need more water, boost that BP, get a little bit more hydrated, and it reabsorbs it into the body from the kidneys. That's a really essential thing, but again, we'll get onto it later on in a different video. And one of the other things it does is kind of a vitamin D, which I don't want to get into too much depth. I just want you to know that when we start needing vitamin D, the kidneys get a signal to reabsorb more calcium, which kind of helps in that vitamin D. But that's for a different system. The kidneys I wanted to touch on it, that it does do that.